Hello, everybody. Good morning. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Please let me know if you can't. So we are live this morning from the University of Plymouth. We've come along to check out the crime suite, which is part of the criminology degree. It's known to some students as the murder house. So behind me, you can see one of the pretend bodies, which is a burns victim. So this is one of the props that could be. Thank you for letting me know that you can hear me. That's great. This is one of the props that could be on view here. There's a different scene set out today, which I'm going to take you through to have a look at in one moment. We're also going to be chatting to a couple of the lecturers and also one of the students about what it's like studying this degree and how the murder house helps. So I'm going to turn the camera around a moment and then I can show you around the murder house and then we'll go and speak to some of the people involved. Hi there, Peter. Yes, it is very exciting. Thanks for commenting. It's very interesting indeed. So let's have a look. Right, so I've turned you around now. So in this room, so the whole place is set out like a little flat, really. So scenes can be set out in any room. So we have a person here in the bed. As I mentioned, this is another body that sometimes comes out as part of the scenes with burns. There we go. See that one? And as I mentioned, there's a scene currently set out. So the front door, you come in here and there's some blood on the floor and footprints, which is difficult to see. Oh, someone's watching from Monaco. Hi there. Thank you for tuning in. So we've got a bathroom here where scenes can also be set out. And now we'll go into the main room. So there's a trail of blood here. Can you see that? And that follows round through the front room and we come across this, a body on the floor. So in a moment, one of the students, Bethany, is going to tell me a bit more about this. So basically the students study the scene and they have to obviously work out what has happened. The coffee cups here are part of the scene. And just spinning you round. Got things just left here on the sofa, like in any house. That's how it would look, all natural. More blood here. We've got here some of, this is a couple of the lecturers here, Ian and Brendan. We're going to be speaking to them in a minute. And this is Bethany. Hi, Bethany. She's one of the students. She's studying criminology and psychology. And she's going to tell us a bit more about that shortly. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. If you're just joining us, we are in the crime suite at Plymouth University, also known as the murder house. So this is a crime suite as part of the criminology and psychology degrees. Am I right?
Professional PC.
Okay, one moment. So let's speak to Ian first because he's just corrected me. So also professional policing. So tell me a little bit more about the degrees and how the murder house fits into those, please, Ian.
Okay, so I'll talk about the criminology degree first. And criminology is a discipline that looks at questions like what is crime, what are the causes of crime, and what do we do about crime. So this really fits into that last question, what do we do about crime? And through using this crime suite and through getting our students to follow the investigation of crime, we really get our students to be able to analyse the police processes that they go through when investigating crime, but also to critique those processes as well. So look a little bit further behind, the police culture. Also, we get to theorise the simulations and the scenarios that we create, so they can look a little bit more into the victimology and things like that. So it really gives a real hands-on and sort of experiential learning to the criminology degree here.
That's really interesting. Brilliant. And so how does the murder house or the crime suite here help students, do you think?
Well, it gives them a real hands-on opportunity to experience the investigation of crime themselves. So not in this suite, what we have is not just the ability to be able to create a crime scene for the students to investigate, but we've also got a lot of tech around here as well. So you'll notice cameras along the ceilings, and they link up to our central control room, so we can
just show everyone.
So
yeah,
you can just see up there, we've got cameras in each corner of the room. So we can look at or watch and observe the students from a central control room. We can use the mics and the speakers built into this room to communicate with them. We can also use the cameras to record, so then we can watch back on their performance and discuss the steps that they've taken and see where they could do things differently, or praise bits that are done well, and also gives them time to be able to reflect on their performance as well. And also this crime suite is also linked to some interview rooms we have as well, which enables the students again to be able to conduct interviews where we have actors come in and play parts. And again, we can record those interviews and students can reflect on their performance as well. So it's a really engaging experience that we create for the students here.
Thank you so much, Ian. That's really interesting. So I will shortly speak to Brendan as well. I'm just showing some blood on the side again for anyone that's just joining us. So I will now hand over to Brendan. Hi there. Hello. Firstly, I forgot to mention actually, when did this crime suite set up? Was it quite new, isn't it?
It is. I mean, there's a long pedigree at Plymouth University in doing crime scene studies as part of the criminology degree. But last year we decided to initiate a brand new degree in professional policing. And our first students started that in the September just gone. So this crime suite was sort of constructed during the summer last year, during the break. And as Ian's just pointed out, we've got this flat, fake flat really, I suppose you'd call it, and we can dress this and set it up in a number of different ways to make it as realistic as we possibly can. And in the other rooms, we've got really decent interview spaces with two-way mirrors and TV cameras, so the students can practice their interview skills. Interviews with witnesses, but also criminal interviews with suspects. So it's been here for about a semester, about a year really, I suppose. And the criminology students, both the second years and the first years, have had the opportunity to go through it. I'm sure Bethany will tell you about that in a minute.
Yes, we'll definitely speak to Bethany in a moment. Somebody's saying that it's awesome. That's Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. Somebody called Felicity is saying she's transported back to uni 15 years ago. But what I was also going to ask you as well, Brendan, was I believe that a lot more students are studying these subjects, potentially due to the amount of true crime documentaries we're seeing on Netflix and similar at the moment. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I think there's something in that, definitely. In terms of the professional policing degree, if I can talk about that first, because that's really my baby. I was a police officer for 30 years. So, we try to bring the sort of realism of scenes that I've actually experienced into this space. So, as of last year, you need to have a degree before you can join the police, and the professional policing degree, which we offer licensed by the College of Policing nationally, is one route into doing that. So people who are interested in joining the police will now be applying to do a degree. So that boosts numbers. That's the first bit of it. The second bit really for criminology is, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, CSI and Criminal Minds, and all these sort of shows that are on television, they talk through the type of things that we actually learn about in depth and teach in depth on criminology courses, and people are fascinated by it. It isn't a new phenomena, I don't think. Ian will correct me because he's a historian at heart, but back in Victorian era, the penny dreadfuls, the sort of stories about true crime, the pamphlets that used to go around were incredibly popular. You know, we are human beings and we are fascinated by deviance and crime, and why people do it. Why do people commit those crimes, and what are the social circumstances that lead people to commit those crimes? So that's the fascination, I think, for people, and that's why there's been an increasing number of people interested in criminology and hopefully coming to Plymouth University to study it.
Yeah, no, I think as well, some figures from the University of Plymouth revealed that there was many more students studying these subjects also. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, we normally have around about 200 people per year coming in, so it's a big cohort. It's not a small group of people. And even for the professional policing degree, a very brand new degree, we have 26 students on that as a first year degree. So that's going to grow and grow as time goes on. I think it's because it's such a fascinating subject, and because there is so much media coverage of it, people want to know more, and they find it interesting. The other side of it is the number of jobs and the number of opportunities available for employment after a policing or criminology degree are way wider than just around policing. Anything to do with the criminal justice system or the provision of justice, all of those things are open to you if you have a degree on this subject.
Absolutely. And Lisa is saying she would love to study criminology. So yeah, do get in touch, Lisa, if you're interested. And I'm sure these guys can help you.
I should give you a link, shouldn't I, really, so you can...
Yeah, do. We'll pop a link on later, okay? Thanks for your comments. Right, I'll just spin round one more time. Well, just to have another look. For anyone that's just joining us, we are at the Crime Suite within the University of Plymouth. For anyone studying policing, criminology and psychology. As you can see, there's a body on the floor. It's not real, of course. That's a dummy. This is all part of the scene that students study, and they obviously try and solve what's happened here. So last but not least, we are now going to speak to the lovely Bethany. She is studying, was it criminology and psychology, Bethany? Hi there.
Hi, yes. So I do study criminology and psychology. I'm a first year here at Plymouth Uni.
And how do you find it? Are you enjoying it?
I really enjoy my split. So obviously with criminology, that's the main subject that I do study. We've just finished this module of studying the crime scene and learning how to process them. I really enjoyed it. You can ask any student on the criminology degree, regardless if they're minoring in other subjects. This is the module that everybody loves to do. It is incredible.
Wow. And how does this murder house or this crime suite help you, do you think?
So it kind of gives us more hands-on experience. So obviously we've never done this before. So this does really open up our eyes to what happens in the crime scenes that happen every day. Obviously this isn't an everyday possible scenario, but this hands-on experience opens up our understanding of what we actually see, say, on TV. I now pick apart TV programs. So when they start processing crime scenes, I do start going, well, that's wrong. Don't do it like that. But I just think it's great hands-on experience to know what happens in actual life when this stuff happens.
Absolutely. And do you know what you hope to sort of do afterwards, or have you got any ideas yet?
So I'm kind of torn between two sides. So I would really like to work with the police and be a detective, work on these kind of cases. That is definitely my main kind of idea. Or I'm looking at going into cybercrime, as that is a growing side of everyday life, you know, computers and everything. So I want to look into the cyber stuff and why people commit crimes, that kind of side, and hacking, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for chatting to me today, Bethany. And thank you too to Ian and Brendan. I'll take everybody just for one more tour around before we finish up for the day. here. So again, we've got the dummy here and the crime scene. Anyone who has just joined us, we are at the crime suite at the University of Plymouth, known to students as the murder house. So it's like a small flat, basically set up as a flat that you would live in, but it's all for the students to come and study scenes of crime. So this is the bedroom. There's several bodies behind this screen here that are used for different scenes. So thank you so much for tuning in today, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed this intriguing look around the murder house today at the University of Plymouth. Hope everyone has a nice day, and we'll leave it there for now. See you next time.